in comment and write down the question. To swap two numbers using passing by reference. To start our program using header files, that is include iostream.h, that is input output stream. The second one is include console.h. So on your console input output.h, here I'll start with void main definition of void main, and in comment I'll write down the first output, which output I want. So every time here now I'll write the output in comment so that we can easily write a program according to the output. I want say enter two numbers. User will enter these numbers. See, user have entered 5 and 3. So I want before swap as it is I want the number, and after swap it will be 3 and 5. This is what output I want. So for two numbers, here I'll write first CLR SCR, that is clear string function to clear the output string. Then I'll declare two integer, that is n1 and n2 for two numbers. Now we are going to use function over here. So for function, here I'll write the prototype, data type CM integer, name of the function is swap, and two arguments we are going to pass as we have two numbers to swap. Now next, after declaring, this is what function declaration. Next, I write cout as per my output. I want user to enter two numbers. So here I write enter two numbers. Then cin n1 extraction operator, then n2. Then whichever number user will enter, it will get stored in n1 and n2 using cin. Now as per the output, I want before swap. So I'll write over here cout within double inverted comma, say before swap, and now here I want to display value of n1 n2 variables. So in same line using insertion operator, I write n1 insertion n2. As I want space between these two numbers, you can use, there are two types you can use. So within double inverted comma, you can use /t for space, otherwise you can use just a space. Next, now I want after swap, but before after swap, here I'll call the function. Now how to call function? You have to write name of the function, an argument which you want to pass. So I write n1 comma n2 over here. Then I'll write the same line, say cout after swap, again say n1 space n2. Now here we cannot write n2 and n1 because there is a function where actual swap is going to be placed. So this is what your main program here, right? Say get ch. Then you have to write function definition. We have done function declaration. This is your function call. This is what function call. And the third step for function is function definition, which will write outside the void main. So here I'll write say swap int swap integer n1 comma integer n2. As I've taken same variable, you can take different variables. Here I'm taking x and y, which is also fine. Within void main, remember this, within void main, whichever variable you are using, that is called actual variables, and outside the void main, it is called formal variables. So how this program will work? First, void main declaration is done. We have written enter two numbers n1 and n2. Whichever numbers user will enter, it will get stored in n1 and n2. Like before swap, same numbers, original numbers will get printed. After function call, execution transfer to the this function definition. Now here we are actually going to swap the two numbers. Now how to swap two numbers? Here I write say int t. Now I'm taking one temporary variable over here to swap two numbers. Here I'll write say t equals to x. Whichever value we have in x, it will get transferred to t. Then I'll write x equals to y. Whatever value y is having, now it will transfer to the x. Our first number will be swapped. Now for second number, here I'll write y equals to. This is how we are going to swap the two numbers. I'll run the program. How to run? First I'll compile this. Yes, function should return a value. Then I'll run. Can you see 3535? Value has not swapped yet because our function, our question is what swap two numbers using passing by reference. We haven't used reference over here anywhere. So now how to use reference? See what are the changes I am doing over here. The very first thing I want to tell you over here, why my values have not changed. I have used passing by values. The normal program I am writing over here. So if the data type is integer, you have to write return type for this. Otherwise, it will not return any of the result to the main function. So here I have used integer. So return type should be there. You have to return this value to the void main. As we are going to use reference over here. So for reference, what are the changes you have to done? The very first thing within function declaration, I write ampersand. Ampersand indicates the reference where we are going to store our numbers. That reference we are going to write over here. And then within function definition, I write ampersand. And as my output is on same line, so here I'll write endl. You want anything on next line, either you can use /n or endl. Now I'll compile. And then I'll run. And you see, my numbers have changed. So using reference, I have changed the number. Now in this case, when you use reference, no need to write return type over here. Return type is integer is always have return. You have to return the result to the void main. But as we are using this reference, no need to return, no need to write return over here to return to the void main. It will automatically return to the void main and it will swap your two numbers.